So today we have a special guest appearance by Satan, otherwise known as Monchi himself. He's a very experienced Gillette player, and you saw him in my on our in his what is it called? D-dive video? Yeah, yeah, Dirt 6000 Sanga video. So he's gonna give his thoughts on Doresain's kit. I already gave you my thoughts. I think he's C to A minus tier, maybe B plus. I think he's a must skip if you're like a free to play player, because difference between a whale Doresain and a regular player Doresain is way too huge for a new player. What do you think?
A warden or what is it, chorus support or whatever they call it nowadays.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think Caro needs more support units besides dies, because there's now is dies everywhere. Like and he works well with dies.
exactly. So if I look at his kit, right, like he's it's implied that you want to stack a lot of crit damage, right? I think if
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at E3 Dorsine with 2 crit damage wheels, so assuming 1 plus 12 uh, SSR wheel and non uh, one non
Yo,
so
Flares, what you think of Dorison?
I'm actually recording the video for him right now, so hold up.
Oh, sorry about that.
yeah, so as I was saying, I think that if you have 1 plus 12 SSR wheel plus a normal SSR wheel for crit damage, he will have something around 16 to 20% crit rate.
Yep, I
Um,
actually did the math already. Well, potential max crit damage, because I used the data I used from my caster video.
yeah,
Whale units with his current wheel maxed out, they will get around 300% crit damage. So let's just say you have his Exalt maxed out, so that's a 600% boost, because double the crit damage multiplier, so it's 600% crit damage. Whereas a new player, they're only going to get like 80% crit damage at
yeah,
best.
yeah. So like I think you can't just rely on the exalt for damage to be really honest, because no character once the star chapter rules make it harder and harder to get more Alamus. Well, it takes more Alamus to use an exalt every time you use one. So if you're just purely scaling off of, I mean, if your damage is purely coming from the exalt, it already is a little bit of a disadvantage. Um, so I look at the cards as well, right? And if you want good crit rate in general, so what does that mean? Okay, you get 20, or like you said, 30%
Mm-hmm. I
crit rate
think,
coming from the talent, and
and
then
potentially 50% or crit rate from the wheel as well. But that's after stacking. I went over his wheel. I think it's too hard to stack it up because it is huge crit rate, because it's 50% crit rate
yeah, but
if it's
it's
10
10
stack.
kill confirms.
Yeah,
Like,
it's 10 kills. I'm like, how are you going to get 10 kills in an exploration stage? And it's very hard to get the 10 kills in
eh,
actual practice.
yeah. So let's be generous and say you can get to 50%, right,
Yeah.
before anything else, just stacking crit damage. Then you have to come up with 50% elsewhere. So everything about his kit says that he wants to eat embryos, right? Like that comes from
Yeah.
the
From
wheel description. You have no Alamus battery on Doresain, so
You
what does
need
that mean?
dies. You need
You need
dies.
diets to
Period.
generate embryos, right? And holy children, or whatever they call nowadays. And maybe you even need lay to get more embryos, right? Otherwise, how is Dorsey going to be getting enough Alamus for Exalt, right?
Plus, like, he kills himself. Unlike other support units, like Jellet, for example, and Tawil, they both provide sustain, they both provide methods for use to survive by themselves without relying on other characters. He's entirely reliant on supports to outsource everything. He has no weakness. He has a shit vulnerable application, in my opinion. It's one turn. It's not retained, so you don't have it always, and he doesn't have any good shields or heal cards. Jellet heals you a shit ton. Tawil does everything, and so
Yeah,
he needs those he kills you. As a new player, you will not have those good support units that he needs.
Well, it's unfortunate, right? Because the corpse mechanic does give a good heal. Like 264, assuming you have max soul forge, you have level 80, it probably ends up to be like 400, right? Which is decent, but the problem is it's only when you have 3. And in the boss stage, it's impossible for you to do it more than once, right?
Yep.
You either enter in the stage with the 3 corpses or you only have 1. Right?
Yeah, and it will take you at best turn 3, turn 4 to get it on a boss stage. At best.
Well, but you can't get more corpse, right? You can only get in a boss stage. You can only
get 3. Yep.
You can only, right. So it's kind of like the heal is not the best.
I think they should remove the stack limit on corpse, or at least make it more lenient. Because I think getting 3 is requiring too much of players.
Yeah, like I think I wrote to you. I thought that they would have a enlightened effect where, like with so many other characters, you get 1 corpse or 1 stack of whatever every single turn, right? Then it would make more sense to me, right? But currently, I think that it's a little bit clunky. So the heal is not easy to do. Right?
I do like his ultra scaling mechanic. Like he scales a shit ton of strength, but that means you need strength builders such as Dice, for example. And for example, his rouse, you are never going to rouse him first, in my opinion. It's very good, the 200% strength bonus, but a turn 1 you're going to get 0. You're going to have zero strength, and it's 3 cost. It's too expensive.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the talent and everything, if you look at his Exalt, the Devourer with a Thias Holy Child, with Soul Forge and everything, you can probably get to 100 strength per Exalt, which is good, right? But if you think about it, that means that you need to rouse Thias, you need to rouse Doresain, and maybe another support or whatnot. So that's 2, right? So you'll get 1 Holy Child from the Thias rouse, and then you won't really be able to posse too easily, right? So I don't know, right? I think you're right. The base damage numbers are a little bit higher, but the power, the strength scaling, it's okay, right? It basically becomes 8 power scaling or 7 power scaling on. Sorry, I use power and strength interchangeably.
Yeah,
but
it's whatever. Translations are interchangeable.
Yeah.
Also, he needs to retain on some of his cards. I feel like either Netherworld or Dirge needs to retain. I think if they give Dirge of the Fallen a retain, maybe even a prepare, it'll be good. Because right now, this is your burst card, but you're not going to have this all the time, Unlike Jellet, which is her burst damage card has retain, This does not.
Yeah, so I think I struggle there, right? And then if you think about a Thias Exalt, what is Thias going to do in terms of a big burst, right? You could do the Dirge card, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's not like a Thias Flail. A Gellet Flail. Right?
Yeah, Gellet Flail, you can at least retain it and get it cheaper. This is going to be one cost cards, which is I guess is better. But again, you're not going to have this on demand whenever you want.
Yeah, so if you want to do that, right, then you would basically need to run Mountains Resolve.
Yeah.
Probably combo it with, I don't know. Yeah, basically Mountains Resolve, and maybe you would use something like, what's it called?
Yeah.
Chains Unbound Wheel, but then you don't have the crit damage scaling anymore, right?
And plus, if you're talking about endgame content, let's say D-Tide, for example, would you really want to waste dies on Doresain when Jellet's a lot easier and a lot of the units are a lot easier to pair
Yeah, exactly.
with?
I think that's my second point of disappointment. I was hoping okay, you don't need a Thias, right? But the moment I see you have a strong Devour effect, it needs to be doubled up. I think that means that you need to use Thias as well as what you could use Lay, but
yeah, dude, it will double kill you, dude. Lay and Doresain just suck your HP away.
Who really has invested Lay, right? Not too many people, right?
Yeah.
So one maybe edge case as well. I really hate how it's deal damage to lowest HP enemy. I know that's supposed to be for the kill confirm, but look at this detail, right? You have a boss like Doll. If you have a boss like Doll, basically
Yeah,
Doresain can do no damage.
it's basically dead in the water. Dorsain's dead in the water at that
Yeah.
point.
Imagine if it's like a boss where it summons a shitty mob every single turn, right? For example, G-Doll in chapter 1, right? In the first phase, you have a mob in the back and a mob in the front, and G-Doll will keep summoning them over and over again. You'll basically, let's say you somehow kill the enemy in the front, you can't really attack G-Doll herself, right? Because then his cards will go to the back line. So I'm not a big fan of the only hits the lowest HP. If I was to compare it with another strength scaler like Uvash, at least Uvash is all AoE damage, right?
And Uvash, if heavily invested, is as good as Doresain's kit right now, but have to see because Doresain, I did the math, and if all the cards are lying maximum whale unit, he technically does on his Exalt 25 times more damage than the next strongest Exalt in the entire game because of all the scaling multipliers on it. It's insane. Day one, I warned people that you're gonna see insane damage from hers. I wouldn't be surprised if someone hits like 10 million damage on him day one somehow on his Exalt. But again, it's not realistic. Just like
you need to stack a ton of strength first, though, right?
Yep.
Like that takes rounds of scaling. Like I say, you may as well use Uvash, except Doresain, I guess, doesn't kill you as fast, right? So that's kind of my opinion. I kind of would say the same as you right now. It's, I would say probably like a B tier. I think the base.
I think the worst case scenario I will see is C tier. I think the best case scenario I would say A minus tier. Like the best case scenario, because again, even if you whale him out, you have a great team, insane burst. Why would you use him over Jellet? Why would you use him over Uvash invested? Like,
I mean, he still generates a ton of strength, right? So maybe you would use him as a strength support or something like that, right?
But there are better and cheaper strength support. Like his
like
28, fucking trash. But even as her being trash, her Quasar is the same amount of strength as him, and cheaper. Like let's look at other strength heroes. Fucking Ogier, for example. Ogier is a better strength scaler than Doresain right now.
Well, this is perm strength versus temp strength, right? So his strength numbers are good. Like, seriously, right? Like 35 at level 60, once again, with Soul Forge plus maybe level 80, that gets up to. Like,
I was thinking about a comp maybe with Horla, except for put her in strength mode again, but that's a wasting of Horla. And plus,
that's waste, right?
That's a wasting of Horla, and in addition, since you have Horla on your team, your life total is gonna be less because her stats and supports. Just like G-Doll, she's gonna nerf your HP of your entire team, and you need strong shielders and strong healers to survive. Especially late game.
Yeah, so I think like he would be better if it was easier to get the corpse in like a boss stage. That's one thing I would complain about. I'm not so sure about the derived card, to be honest. I kind of
the derived card right now is trash. I assume it's gonna get buffed because it right now is fucking dog shit, dude.
I mean, it's a free.
Yeah, it's free burst card,
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're just relying on Devour and everything, if you're just scaling crit rate on the Exalt, then the derived card is useless, right? If it doesn't crit, right?
Yep.
So, I see it where you'll need a ton of investment to get crit rate up somehow, and have the right amount of crit damage. And like I said, you have to have the typical Carol supports, which is kind of disappointing, right?
Period. I think Carol has too many damage dealers. They need more supports. Their only support that's really good is Thighs right now. Maybe Feint, but Feint uses provides a different role than Thighs.
Feint's a different type of support, right? I mean, it's not like helping you do damage. It's more about
survivability,
right?
And I think they need another Thighs. Period. Like, if you're gonna run 2 Thighs, sure, you can use Doresain in every D-Tide. But right now, if you have Jellet, if you have Uvash heavy invested, you would just run them in D-Tide. and then Doresain has no possible supports. Like all the other good supports are already taken up by better limited units.
And I would say if he had something like a G-Doll 3 card, like a self-Alamus battery, much better, right? But right now it's you either feed embryos or you're going to be at low HP using strike and defense, right? From the E2. That's ridiculous, right? So I would say on the positive, I don't think his overexalt is anything crazy. I mean, it does double damage more or less, which makes sense.
Overall, his whole result is not super mandatory, but it's still pretty good. I still think he's a heavy whale unit because with all
like,
the
I
limited
get it, right? Like if you say you do like one big exalt, right, kind of a thing. But like think about it, can you really spam overexalt? Think about as comparison to like the Uvash, right? Uvash overexalt is probably his strongest point, right? You get a ton of those hero cards, but
I think how you're supposed to use his overexalt, since you're only gonna get his 3 corpse maybe once or twice a fight. Basically, I think what you do is you exalt regularly first in a boss fight, and then you store his next exalt for when you're guaranteed to kill the boss. Is what I think. Because his exalt is because you want that triple corpse, because you want the double the crit damage multiplier, and his overexalt final damage increase. So for a final 1-hit kill. So I think the 1-hit kill is gonna be fun.
He only gets corpses from exalt damage, so that means you need to do
3 exalts.
You first one, and then you have to do 3 more, and then you have to do another one after.
And in R2, every one will get more expensive.
Like Star Chapter, what is it, 10 or 20 more expensive every single time, right? Like
it's 20.
Yeah, think about trying to get a overexalt after 4 exalts.
Yeah,
right?
it's quite difficult.
360 Alamus without a battery by himself, right? Like that's crazy.
Right, or a single exalt. You save it, you just hold it the entire fight while you're scaling, which is not fun for a lot of players, I think, because you're just gonna have him sitting there using his abilities, not exalting. But then again, you can take advantage of the hidden mechanic that even we didn't know about until Mega pointed out. The reading about if you have an Awaker capped at Exalt, you get more S key. So he can be an S key bot by holding his Exalt.
No, you get S key when you don't use Exalt for the turn, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, like it's a little bit mixed bag. I'm disappointed because it's not support or warding.
I mean, you're still pulling for him +4, right? I'm pulling for him E2 right now. I'm pulling for him E2, and then I'm gonna wait until like the next Awaker is released, see if I want to pull for them or not.
I mean, I'll get the E3, but I'm sure he'll get a buff.
Yeah, he will 100% get a buff. A lot of players are getting played because it's been a while since a new unit has been released. So a lot of people in China are very excited for him. So they're gonna complain a lot. I know it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's a pattern so far, and to be honest, it's good. I don't think he power creeps anybody. Balance is like it's typical, right? Like, okay, come in a little undertuned, get buff, and then he's like, okay, he's
undertuned, get buff. Like every limited Awaker minus G-Doll has been buffed so far. Yep, Clem got buffed. Fucking Corporal got buffed. Caster got buffed. So Doresain's probably gonna get buffed. They released a nerf version of his kit. I think what's the likely to happen based on no other prior information. His derived card is probably gonna buff, so you get it more frequently. And I think his 3 cost will probably get some changes. In my opinion, he probably needs to retain.
The derived card has retained. Like, what's the point? In a way, like.
Yeah, the point is, I think what we're trying to do for his derived card, you basically store them until the very end of the battle when you do a big burst, basically. That's what I assume their intention for the derived card is.
Nothing else really buffs the derived card, right? Other than
I mean, he scales hard with strength bonus on his rails, so I think that is the intended interaction. But anyway, I think that's about all. Final thoughts. I think C to A. Very disappointed in him. He's gonna get buffed. I'll probably do another review. I'm gonna do a review day of the release. And I'm gonna do a review when he gets buffed because he's probably gonna get buffed. So that's it for this video. Satan and I wish you a good day.